What's up guys? So today we're going to be making these cute netted gloves, and you're going to need a 4mm crochet hook and a ball of DK yarn. So let's get into it.
So to start, we're just going to make a simple slip knot and then we're going to chain 40. So simple slip knot, and pop it on your hook, and then we're going to chain 40. So to chain, super basic, make sure your yarn's coming from the back of your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through the loop that's on our hook, the most basic stitch in crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and you're going to do that 40 times. Yarn over, pull through, keep going. Really good way of introducing you to the chain stitch here. So I'm going to do my 40 and I'll meet you back here when I'm done. Okay, so now we've got our 40 chain. See them all here. Can be a little unruly working with just a chain. So we're going to join the end that's on our hook to the beginning. And what you really want to make sure of here is that your chain is straight and not twisted, because if it's twisted we won't be able to work into it properly. So make sure it's straight, and then you're going to slip your hook through that very first chain. You can either go through 2 loops or through 1 for ease. You can go through 1, that's what I do. And to slip stitch, we're just going to yarn over and bring that yarn through both of those loops that are on that hook now. And there you have your chains joined at both ends to form a ring. Okay, so now we've got our chain joined in a circle, we're now going to start the foundation row. So we're going to chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, last one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to skip 3 chain on the beginning chain circle. So you want to count 3 chain along, and you're going to work into the 4th chain. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a treble in that 4th chain. So to work a treble, we yarn over, and then we're going to push our hook through that 4th chain. Again, either through 1 loop or through 2, can be a little bit tricky. See, it's tripping me up already. When you've pushed through, you yarn over again and pull that yarn through to the front of your work. Yarn over again and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops. And that is your treble stitch made. So what we're going to do now is we are going to work around. We're going to chain 3, skip 3, treble into the 4th. So chain 3, skip 3 chain, treble into that 4th. So yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull a loop up through to the front, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. And we're going to work this pattern all the way around. Chain 3, skip 3, treble into the 4th. So I'll meet you back here when I'm done. So I'm nearly at the end. We just need to work up the last few. You can see it's making a nice sort of net pattern. So at the very last point, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to skip the last 3 stitches on the chain, and we're going to join to that first chain 6, but we're not going to join to the very top, we're going to join to the 3rd chain in. Again, you can join by going through 1 loop or through 2. I go through 2. It can be a little bit tricky, but I just find that if you go through 2, it gives a little bit of a neater finish. It makes that chain that you're joining into look a little bit more like a stitch. So just slip stitch into that 3rd chain of the beginning chain 6, and there you will have your very first row on the gloves, the first row of a mesh stitch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue the pattern again exactly the same all the way around. So we're going to start with our chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to skip 3, but it'll be dead easy this time because all you're going to do now is treble into the top of the treble below. So dead easy to see, easier to get into than a chain. And you're just going to work a treble into that treble. And then you're just going to continue around, chain 3, skip 3, work into the top of the treble from the previous row. All the way around until that very last skip 3. So I'll meet you back here when I'm done. So I'm at the end of that second row now. So again, we're going to finish it exactly the same way as we did the first row. We're going to chain 3 and then slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 6. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then join to the 3rd chain of that beginning chain 6. Sometimes count backwards, sometimes count forwards, it doesn't matter, as long as you're in that 3rd chain. And again, you can go through 1 loop or 2. I just find 2 loops, although a little bit fiddlier, it does give a little bit of a nicer finish. So slip stitch, can be a bit tricky. And that's your second row done. So what we're going to do is we're going to work the exact same all the way around for 12 rounds, or the length from your wrist to just where your knuckles are. For me, it's 12 rounds. It might be a little longer or shorter for you, but the pattern's exactly the same all the way around. Chain 6 to begin, treble into the top of the first treble, which is this one here. and then chain 3 and skip 3 and treble into the top of the next treble. All the way around, it's going to give a nice loose stretchy mesh stitch. And the way to count those rounds is just count the squares. So the bottom of each square will be a round, so the bottom of the first one, round 1, etc. So I've made the body of my glove. It's 12 rounds. Again, work short, less rounds if you want it to be shorter, more if you want it to be longer. It's nice and stretchy. You can see, yeah, 12 squares I've got down there, but don't fasten off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to crochet around the top, which will eventually be the bottom, which you'll see in a minute. We're going to chain 1 and then double crochet. Remember, we're in UK terms here, into each stitch around. So chain again is just a yarn over and pull through. And then your basic double crochet is worked as follows. So we're going to push your hook into the next chain over, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's your basic UK terms double crochet. We're going to do that all the way around. So push through and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So I will work all the way around the top and then I'll meet you back here when I'm done. Okay, so you can see now I've got all the way back round to the end and then I'm just going to join to that beginning chain with a slip stitch to finish off that round. So we've got a round of double crochet, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to put 3 half treble crochets, so again UK terms, into every stitch, and that's going to give us like a ruffled look. So I've chained 1 and then yarn over, push through. You just want to make sure that when you push through, your yarn can split, which is what is happening to mine here. So just make sure you just get the 2 loops of that stitch. Yarn over again and pull through, so you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3, and that's your half treble. So we're going to work into that same stitch again for 2 more. Yarn over, push through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then 1 more in that same stitch. And that gives us 3 half treble in that first stitch. And you're going to put 3 half treble in every single stitch around. Going to give us that nice ruffled look at the wrist. So 1, 2, 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my 3 half treble in every stitch around, and then I'll meet you back here. So I just wanted to stop halfway through just to show you that it will create a ruffled effect. That is normal. All the stitches are going to ruck up on top of each other. That's what should be happening. That's absolutely fine. I just wanted to show you so that you knew that what you were doing was right. So I'm going to finish off and then I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, so we're at the end of the stitches and you can see a little space there. We're just going to slip stitch into that little space that the chain 2 at the beginning made. And we're going to fasten off here because that is your glove complete. Try not to chop your fingers off. And then just pull the yarn through, give it a tug so it knots. And then we need to weave in our ends. You can see it's really nice and stretchy. Let's weave those ends in and then we'll be able to see the finished result. And that's your glove. Simply, you're just going to slip it on over your wrist. Your thumb can go through any of those little holes that it needs to. And that's it. Super easy. A great intro to chain stitch, half treble and treble. Works up really quickly. That is your glove.
So I hope you enjoyed it. This should be your end result. If you did enjoy it, you can get the free PDF pattern. Link will be down below. Subscribe, it helps me out a lot. It's free, you don't have to do anything bar click a button. And follow for more free crochet patterns. There's also more free crochet patterns again in the link below. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed it.